Whoops. Hi. And there's this. That's what I really want to talk about. Thank you for joining. Yes, I'm live. Woo-wee. Okay. What are we going to talk about during this live session? Well, there's only one thing to talk about. Help me get there. Help me get there. I'm going to go back a fourth time. And by the way, have these times paid off? Well, I've got some good news. I've got some great news, and I'll let you know all about it. So welcome. And yeah, there's lots of stuff for sale. This painting, it's a work in progress. I'm going to show you just a few things, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm basically doing this live stream to talk about tomorrow's live stream. I'm getting an interview in. Ooh, I lost a couple of viewers already. Let's see if I can. Whoa, there's my sound. I already gave it a thumbs up. All right. Yeah, Re-Indigenizing Minds has got some comments. We'll get into those if I can. Please, until then, let's support my fourth trip to the Richat structure. I'm looking for just a few donations. I'm not looking for like big donations. Small donations are welcome. I love the small donation I just received. Just got it. And don't make me refund all these donations, because sometimes I worry if I'm not going to be able to keep my promise, and I'm going to refund them if I do. If I don't keep my promise, I'll refund. That's my plan. But I plan to keep that promise. All right, so here we are. Just wanted to go over a few things. And of course, yes, the main message here is do help me get to this spot next trip. And guess what's going to happen after that trip? That's the exciting news happening June 20th to the 23rd or something like that. Re-indigenizing, I'll try to address that near the end of this video. Just stay tuned. Here we are. Okay, so let's get to it. The trips to the Richat. This is the foreshadowing, right? That's the end of the trip. Let me just open up a new one. Let's see what else is new, guys. I'm looking for chats. You guys can chat it up. There's lots to talk about. There's a new tour in November that I'm the English tour guide for. Will I be at the one in February 26th? Like literally in 14 days. I might be a little late for that. I don't have any clients. Therefore, I don't have any money. They got to pay me. Those guys are doing it, and they were going to pay me if there was a client. I'm not going to lie, but I'm definitely still going to go to the Richat and keep my promise before this big news. Okay, so here we are, backing out at this crazy, interesting thing called the Richat structure. All right, let's make sure that you're seeing this. My first trip there, I didn't know a lot about how to get there, really. I barely knew about the city called Acre that's right here. I didn't realize it had an international airport. And you can go there direct through Paris if you want. I can't find it. Where is it? It's right here. It's right here. That's the airport. That's like this big military, like super long. Well, that's like a canal. I don't know what that is. That's not the runway. It's definitely not the runway. Couldn't be. Acre. There's the runway right up here. That's the runway. So that road that I just showed you was not a runway. That was the road. Coming back. Who's that? SZ1. Thank you. Financiar. Where's Financiar? Hold on. Let me give Financiar the look. Are you the one trolling me, Financiar? All right, anyways. So back to the presentation. Ignoring what Financiar just said. I don't need it, Financiar. I'm almost 60. How old are you? I'm almost 60. How old are you? Who is that? I can't see who that is. Anyway, somebody knows that I lived in Taiwan. Nice to see you, SZ1. SZ1. Solo layout. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, because I'm selling this painting behind me of the Richat structure. Hey, Chris. Chris, what? Do we know each other from Taiwan? Nice to see you. And are you in Taiwan? Sometimes people ask me when I'm coming back to Taiwan. Nobody's in Taiwan. How long are you there for? And how long have you been there? Okay, so let's get back to the storyline here. Atar is the city that's close to the Richat structure. So when we talk about the trips that I've taken, that's the name of this video. I've taken 3 trips to that eye. This place right here. I've been there before. All right. A few times in bars. Yeah, you're... All right. Nice to meet you again. Nice to see you. Which bars, bro? Don't say a few times in bars. That sounds weird. Which bars? What city? I'm there 25 years. I know that place pretty well. So I'm definitely curious. By the way, I guess I'm mirroring my picture. Is that what's happening? Something's getting mirrored because the Eye of Africa is not mirrored. Nice that we met. Okay, so anyways, I'm just going through these before the stream started. I asked for support for my next trip. You know, you guys are all acting drunk. I'm not drunk. This is not alcohol. This is a fine beverage. It tastes great. And then I got a couple of re-indigenizing mind texts talking about the Garamontes. Now, we'll address it first since that was a pre-stream question. This little thing right here is the Garamontes. That's the Garamontes right there. So what I like to do is go up north of it, and you talk just there about canals. Well, when you go over here, I'm going to try to find one because it's not easy to find because I haven't done it much. You find these weird things going on that are just like what they're shown on Twitter. Over there on Twitter, they're showing stuff that's exactly the same, just like this, where there's like these new, what is it? I think it's Peru, but it could be Amazon forest, where these villages are on top of material just like this. And you're getting new images. I don't know about that one being LiDAR, but Garamontes has got it. And when you go over to the Garamontes, yeah, there we go. You start to see these weird things happening right on the top that look like little canals, like some kind of a weird transport system. I mean, what made that? Honestly, what made that? Okay, re-indigenizing, that's what I wanted to tell you. Thank you for joining, and thank you for your support. You've been really good. Now, you might see these long straight lines. Those are made by later projects going right up and over it. And so you can see that right here. The Jeep made that road. But this so-called canal going this way, I call it a canal. It's not a canal, in my opinion. All right. We do have some other, a Revolver, Carnegie's. Never heard of them. Wink Coleman. Hey, Joe Rogan. Yeah, someone gave me a shout out. Thank you, Wink. So I thought it was SZ1 was Wink. Ancient mining operations. Well, that's what you got to ask yourself right here. Zooming out, you see this weird like stuff. I don't know what that is. Was it lava? Is this a lava field? It doesn't look like a lava field right there. It looks like something else was going on. Some other chemical situation, like why the pyramids were built and everything. And then you got those circles. What are those all about? Are those like Carolina Bays right there? And then over here you got a circular dike of some sort. Like what created that? Is that a volcano? It doesn't look like it. Somebody just dumped it. Thank you, re-indigenizing minds. Canals, dikes, what's this? I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to claim to know. Which dikes? Are you talking about over here in the Garamontes? Or are we talking about over back in the Richat structure? I'll get back there in a second. I just wanted to address Re-Indigenizing Minds comments about Garamontes tribe. And if you know anything about the Thebes trip that Herodotus wrote about, you're going from Thebes 10 days to Ammonia, which is about here, and then they go another 10 days to here. That's called Garamontes. And then another 10 days to something else that I don't believe has a name. Was it Atarantes is over here is Atar. That's where we're going next is Atar. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let me get my face out of there. And oops, that's not to stage. Sorry, I keep messing up. There we go. And we'll go in there and show you my first trip. So, of course, I didn't have the knowledge. Okay, it's giving me a... Sorry, trying to grab the map. I didn't have the knowledge or the money, really, to go to Paris and fly direct to Atar. A couple reasons. So I ended up going to Nouakchott. Capital, Nouakchott is right here. And I just landed. If you don't know anything about me, I just landed there. I just showed up. I'm looking at the little comments, but I'm going to ignore them for a bit and get into this storyline. So here I was in Nouakchott, and I got lucky at the airport, in my opinion. I met somebody who could take me straight to where I wanted to go, and I paid for that. I gave him a good deal. And in turn, that person introduced me to somebody else, and I paid for that, and I gave them a good deal. Now, here we can see the curves of Nouakchott downtown areas, hotels. I'm looking for that. That looks like it right there. I feel like I'm a little lost. So I got to kind of look stuff up. I'll tell you a couple of good hotels. The first one will just, never mind. There's a couple of good hotels here. Circo. Okay, there we go. This is easy now. Am I there? This is the main drag right here, downtown Nouakchott. And what I'm looking for is that one building, and I can't seem to find it. Where is that? The one building that everybody recognizes. Where is that? Weird that I can't find it, actually. I thought I was right there. Okay, so I know where I'm at. That building's not to be seen, though. That's weird. It's got to be right there. You know what? I think that it's under construction in this picture. That's weird. Yeah, it's not here. Oh, there it is. Is that it right there? That's it right there. It's so hard to see. This is the big iconic building in downtown Nouakchott. Sorry about all that. And yeah, there's a lot of changes now. All this has changed. But I recognize the presidential... this is like government stuff right here. That's like the presidential palace right there. And I don't even know where the main residence is. I've never really studied it. I don't really care about modern day stuff. But I do know that road. And yeah, there's the one building right there. It's so iconic, but it's not a very good view. And there are no street views here. Maybe there's one 360. Now, the other thing that we all know is called, okay, it's right there. El Haima. It's a hotel. That's one of the hotels I stayed at. And I'm going to click the little button. The problem is yeah, you got the mosque. I've been on that. I've been right there on that same platform. The problem is you can't see the other side. There you go. There's the guy. So this guy has his iPhone taking a picture, and he's putting it on the Google Sphere right there. Everybody loves their phones. You might think that's an interesting outfit. That is a very typical outfit for Mauritania. A lot of dudes have outfits like that. All right, where is it? What's this? That's the mosque. I was over here in El Haima. El Haima is a hotel. It's like the #1 hotel. Everybody knows El Haima. I also stayed over here at another hotel right there. I just got to remember how to get there. I found it already. It's right here. This place. There's no name. I got to go into layers and put in everything. Okay, here it is. It's called Semirami Hotel. I stayed there. That was the first hotel I stayed at. That was it. That was the hotel. There's a grocery store right next door to it. In downtown Nouakchott. There's a restaurant across the street. There's a couple things nearby that I thought would be useful, but ended up not using any of them. If we stay here, there we go. There we go. Where's that? That's across the street. Where's the hotel? Actually, that's not right. That's not right. Something's wrong. It's down. Okay, that's the grocery store, it looks like. So the hotel's here. This is also old. That is an old photo. That's very old. Okay, anyways, it's a great hotel. It's European. It's French. 4-star. I'm looking for their hotel, but I can't find it. Let's turn on the street view and do that. Okay, let's try that. Here we go. Now we can see. There you go. That's the place. That's the place I know. Highly recommended. You can see the grocery store in the blue in the back. There we go. Is that my room? No. But when I was there, yeah, I had a room like that. That looks like my bathroom. Nice rooms, French cuisine, nice restaurant. There you go. Semirami. Internet. That's, wow. That's a weird image. That doesn't seem right, but whatever. It looks okay. Looks like they did a little stuff on the street. I think it's a dirt road out in front. Could be wrong about that. Anyways, that was the first place I stayed. And yeah, it was a little bit relieving in a way. Very relieving. I won't stay there again. You know, it's like over $100 a night. So you're not going to be, if you're on a budget, staying there. And I wasn't at the first trip. I was not. And I did actually leave that hotel because I thought it was nice, but I felt like I could have been in a better place. Now, nearby there is a traffic circle right here, and that is the French embassy right there. Even though you can see the road inside, I've never been in there. And that's a hotel. Well, not right. Down here, there's a hotel. I believe that's where Graham Langdon stayed. I could be wrong. All right. So that's the Semirami. And we're not going to talk about that anymore. We're not going to talk about Nouakchott anymore. But once I figured out how to get a truck, I went north on this road towards the Eye of Africa. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a hotel reservation. I didn't have a tour. And we drove for like 5 hours. And then we got to the city of Attar. Now, this is the main place. This is where you want to get to. If you want to get to the Eye of Africa, you got to get to Attar. You can fly to Attar from Paris. I didn't know that at the time. Now, you can see Chinguetti here and Ouaddaine here. Those two cities are important as well, but I can tell you now, I didn't go to Chinguetti. The first time I went, I drove right by Chinguetti because I didn't want to go out in the middle of the desert. I wanted to go to the Eye of Africa. I wanted to go to the castle. Now you can see here, now that we've zoomed in, Chinguetti is over there and Ouaddaine is right there. You've got this desert right in the middle of it all. And it's about getting to the eye, right? Well, we got to Wadan and it was getting dark, and luckily we pulled right into the town. Right there where that line goes is the hotel. That's my hotel. Literally right where that line goes is the hotel. They know who I am. And when I woke up the next morning, we walked out. I walked over here and I discovered the ancient city, ancient Wadan. All these buildings are old. Some of them are a little bit more like that. That looks good to me. But most of these buildings are collapsing. And I finally made my way out to this little area over here. I don't know what that is, actually. That doesn't look familiar. I'm pretty sure that this is where I was, right there. And there's a few viewpoints, but that's not anything to do. But that was the first thing I visited. Now, there's a lot of stuff around here. Clothing store. Let's go. I walked up here and I saw a few things that were quite interesting. I won't get into that right now, but I think some of them are quite interesting. I think this whole area was worked, covered by Roman stones. But we wanted to get out to the Eye of Africa, and everybody was talking about it. My driver had never been out there, so we drove right out there. We got back down to here, and we drove. I think our road was on the north side of this river. I think that's the road right there. It doesn't really matter because once you get out here, you're in open territory. Are you on the north side of this or the south? I don't remember at all. In fact, I did worry about getting hooked into here and going in here. Luckily, the way we went, we did not get hooked into there. We came out straight through, and here we were in the open sand. And yes, I was shitting bricks. I was very nervous about open sand. I didn't know much about it. Open sand. And I knew where we were going, and we did well. We didn't have a problem. Some areas are better than others. And I'll tell you, the last time I went through here, I wasn't comfortable. I didn't like it. I was like, wait, this isn't the right way. We want to be over where it's nice and flat. And I do believe that that would be following this little river basin right here. Follow the river, Stay over here. Follow the river right there. That's where I think is the best. I could be wrong. Follow that right there. That's the best way to go. Don't go up on top of that plateau there. It's all sand. And yes, we actually got stuck one time. But you can follow that up in there. Maybe you can take some shortcuts. Maybe you can find some roads, because when people have already gone that way, the sand is impacted. And yeah, if you're going fast enough, you don't have to worry about it. I personally am very afraid of going over sand. So for me, that first trip was very antagonizing. I do believe that river is the best way to go, but that's not the way I've ever gone at all. So how did I go? Well, maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I'm really not sure, but I do feel like it couldn't have been way over here. It had to have been. I do believe that on my way back, on my last trip, we were going across here, and it was really harsh, in my opinion, really hard. It's sandy. This is sand. So avoid that. Stay over here next to the waterways where the water's tamping down a little bit. There is no water here, but there is at least a dry riverbed. In my opinion, that's the safe way. If you don't believe me, just follow the tracks. There's always roads from previous drivers going through. All right, so yeah, your driver should be able to handle it. It's just that you yourself may not. All right, so here we were. We got about here. I do remember we were right about here, and we got a little lost. I'm like, where's the freaking entrance? Which way are we going to go? We're going to go to the left. We're going to go to the right. I didn't know my first trip, and we ended up going kind of to the left and found like this donkey tied up, dying. And it was like tied up, left to starve. And it was like, what the hell, man? And that was one of the things I remember. The two Bastilles, which are over here, I thought that would be the entry point. That was not. It was more over here. I don't know what this is, this fortress. We didn't go by that either. So the entry point was more or less right in the middle of that. Kind of just went in around here. And once we got past the first ridge, it was a big ocean again. A big ocean. I think that this is definitely, that's the road right there. You can see the two wheels. That's pretty much it. And when you're in there, okay, before we got in there, there were some salespeople selling stuff. I think it's right about here. I don't think it was Bastille. No, it wasn't over there. It was right here. We went in. I do believe we saw some stuff that made me think was the Bastille stuff, but it was something else, like a little mound or something, like maybe that thing. But anyways, the salespeople were stopped here too. You can probably find those salespeople around here somewhere because you follow the road and the salespeople, like there's their houses right there. And when you're driving in there, they see you coming and they walk out there. There's another one right there, a house. And another one, look at this one. Oh, there you go. This is the salespeople road. That's the road right there. So you're on that road and you're look at that right there. It's really more modern day sales than anything. So then you're taking this road and I guess maybe cutting right. I don't know which way you go. I kind of felt like, wait, is that it right there? That's the sales tables right there, maybe. So you're driving right past that stuff. So that's their little tents. So you're coming in here. And yeah, there's the road right there. Okay, I got it. And I was seeing stuff like that. That's like a burial mound. And you can see there's a couple more like here and here. I thought those were the Bastilles, but they were not. Go ahead and leave your comment. Thank you so much, guys, for leaving comments. Lake Fayum. Now, that is far away. Please leave your comments. So that is the entry point. That's for sure where I entered right there. We entered there, and so we're going through there, and the road is taking us. We're following the road. There's the road right there. And you end up going to this large area, this big, huge sea. It's an open, and you're looking at these ridges and you're seeing them from the ground. And right there, you can see, I remember crossing over that. I remember it because you get a different little environment going and you can see the ridges and the rings. And you're like, that is not made by anybody. That's totally natural. And when you're going across these things and you're looking at these ridges from the ground, you're like, that is not. Definitely not. Now, wait. Now, here's where the entry point starts here. This is a very interesting thing. The ridge literally has a cut through. Now, the thing is that when you follow this cut through from here, that's where the road is, and you're following it through, it looks like you can drive right up into here and come out over here. That's not the way you go. The way you do it is you cut into here and you go down and you cut right over here, and now you're in the next sea, the next open way. Look at there's the road right there. And you're going another open sea, another, not the top, not the ridge or the mountain, but the open, like where the water it was. There it is right there. And when you're driving through there, it's open, like you're able to go wherever. There's lots of stuff in there. That's an interesting thing right there. But sure enough, you get to the next ridge. And that, okay, so there's the center. Wait. Okay, so now there's the next ridge right here, but there is no ridge because of the crater. So you're coming in, and if you're lucky, you catch it, and you can stop right there and look at this. I stood there. I took a video right there. My first trip. No, I'm sorry. That was my second trip. I made a mistake. I lied. Save that for the second trip. The first trip, I went right on past that, drove right into the center. They've got structures in the center, like tents. We drove past those tents. I can't find them. Where are they? They're right here. We drove right by there. There it is. Now, there's a lot of changes made. There's some kind of a wall here. That looks like it's a stone wall. A very thick wall. That's new. Someone's doing something there. Somebody is laying claim to that land. There used to be a ring of tents. Look at the history. We can go back in time. There you go. Different, right? 2016. Not so different. Not many changes. That looks like a building right there. That building, I don't recall that building. Let's go to 1985. Nothing. 2010. That's the first thing you see. 2010, there were buildings there. And they knew it was the center of the eye, right? The center of the eye, and there's a building right there. But nobody goes there. I've never been there. Instead, now it's changed to whatever this thing is. Now that building is still there, and you can't really see that building when you drive past it. You see a lot of tents. I drove right past there. Awesome, Nate. Thank you for joining. All right, so we're in the middle of the Richat structure. I didn't stop in the center there, like I just said. I went past it, and I wanted to turn right. I wanted to go to this one, fortress number 1, undermined, it says. Undermined structure, it says. Who wrote that? Nobody believes that. I don't believe it. It's just a pile of rocks. How do I know? Because I went there. I drove right through here. I don't even know how I must have gone right past right here because I didn't see the trees. And I didn't see this thing, whatever this is. Instead, actually, I think I must have gone even over here, like up here. And where's the road? Is there a road showing? Because we drove down this road, first trip, and I totally passed it. And so we're over here in the truck, and we came over here, and I got to a point. Look at that. That looks like ancient quarrying. But we got up to the top, where it's probably right about there. And I'm like, no, this can't be it. It's too far south. It's too far. It was out in the open. You could see everything out here. There's nothing. I'm like, we want to go to the castle. I love that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm happy to get on there. And if this is the kind of detail they want, I can get into it. Now, this first trip, I was only about the castle, right? Which is right there. And we got there. But we had to turn back. We were down south of it. And I'm like, no, this isn't it. We go back up. We went back up and we parked. I'm like, this has got to be it. And we even parked. And we got out. I'm like, that's it. You can see a line. You could see the line from the castle. I was like right about here. We parked the truck right about here. And you could see like a line. I'm like, that's got to be it. So I started walking towards. I'm like, nah, this isn't it. And then finally, it's like, this is it. That's it. This is the castle. And that was it. That was the first stop. I didn't look over here. I should have. I mean, what's over here? This was important, right? I think that's important. But anyways, so we got to the castle. Josh, nobody went to the castle yet that I knew of. But now it turns out Gregory and the other guy from Atlantis together, they did 3D scans of the castle. And then those crazy, talk about tripping balls, they walked this direction to the location right here. I went there too, but oh, look how the scan is shitty now. You can't even see it. Are we in the wrong? Let's turn off the history and see what you can see. History, okay, that's off. You can see it. Okay, that's where I went. But I drove around. Those guys walked directly out there. They walked 7 kilometers. Let's measure it. They walked literally 6.41 miles, or in kilometers, they walked, let's look at kilometers, 10 kilometers in one direction to do their scans. And then they walked back. Those guys were crazy. 10 kilometers walking. I mean, I don't know, man. That was... I drove around. That was quite the trip. So after I went to the castle, we tried to go that way, but we couldn't. So I said, okay, let's forget that. Let's go this way. We drove this way, and we came around here, and we drove back out this way, this way. We drove this way, and then once we got out here, I was looking at the GPS on my phone. I said, let's go this way. And so he's driving this way. We got to here. We saw this place right here. This is the Aguadir. It was a French Foreign Legion headquarters. If you click on this, I don't even know if we'll get pictures. We probably will now. They don't show the actual thing. They show this other stuff. What? Wait. That's my picture. That's my picture. What's going on here? That, I mean, I've seen that sign, but that's it. And it's weird because they're not showing you the structure itself. This dilapidated headquarters right here. It's like some kind of a mud structure. And when you drive past it, you can't see what's going on. It looks disgusting. I drove in this other thing, Bastille. I didn't know it was up there. I guess that's something, these triangles. That's probably the first stop for the Foreign Legion infantry training. But the first time I went there, including this last part, what's this? Look at these things. These things are interesting, right? Okay, let's turn that off. And the next place I went was way over here. Well, that was interesting. And over here, I think that this was also, in a way, quarrying. It's got a name. Daklet Mint Leb Cheer. I don't know what that means. I never saw that. But these structures, I do believe, were some type of a weird channels or weird canals. There's a 90-degree angle right here. There's a place where there was water. Whenever you see trees, that's where the water was, right? So you see a 90-degree angle intersection there. You see all these weird canal things here. These cut-throughs, these quarries. Lots of the quarries going on. I call these quarries for a reason. And this would have been the top of the ridge. So this would have been the same height as the center of Atlantis. Here's another cut-through, another cut-through. They say it's tectonics. I don't know about that. I see a lot of 90-degree angles in there and stuff. But I drove out here. I didn't drive in there. You couldn't. I drove out here. We were driving out here. There's a lot of stuff to see. Like, for example, one of the things that I saw was this. I drove right by it. So I was on the top of this. That's the road right there. And there's a circle right there. Why is there a circle? Somebody was doing donuts. I drove right by this thing. I've been there a couple times already. It's not big. You can go inside. It's very small. The courtyard, I don't know what it was. So we drove by there. We went up. It was tough to get across here. Hard to follow any road. There was no road. I made it, though, and I used the GPS to get there. There's lots of things here you can see that I didn't even stop at, don't even know what it was. We got up to where I was headed. It had nothing to do with ancient quarrying. It took a long time to go 40 kilometers. And I finally got there and found this. And when I got there, my heart was still broken. It doubled down heartbreak because I knew it was nothing. The first time I saw that on Google Earth, these big circles look like rocks. I thought it was an alignment of big, huge boulders, megalithic structure, but it wasn't. And this little thing over here, I have to be honest, I used to think that was a big rock, but now we know it wasn't. Professional biologist, how you doing? Thank you for joining. We're just going through these places. I can't talk too much longer. This was the first trip. Now, luckily, even though I was heartbroken, I knew already from my Google Earthing that there was this place over here with these two parallel canals, here and here. That's all I knew. I didn't know about all the other stuff I've talked about. This stuff, all this stuff, these two mounds. I didn't know about that. But we went back to Atar and we stayed in a hotel. This hotel in Atar was over here across, right there. You can see it, Bab Sahara. Bab Sahara Hotel. Lots of pictures. I stayed there. That might have been my room right there. That wasn't it. My room was that big one. It was a very big room. I had one of the best. That doesn't look like Bab Sahara. That I don't even know what that's all about. There's no river big enough to take that boat. That's crazy. Maybe it's just a little shuttle going across the river, and that's it. Yeah, an outside bed. You can stay there. Look at that little trailer in the back. The caravan, they call it, right? You can stay in the caravan. And yeah, they got all sorts of weird vehicles there. But unfortunately, Justice passed away. So the person running it now, I think her name is Leon or Leon or something. I'm not sure who's running it now, but I think it's a great place. Like I said, the guy that ran it when I was there, he passed away. Look at that garage. It looks like they're really working on that over there, too. I don't remember that garage right there. Drinkable water. That is weird. I don't know what that is or where it's at. That couldn't be Atar. If that's Atar, I'd be surprised. That river's quite big. I don't know where that is. Look at that bus. Even has a little pop out. Bab Sahara. R.I.P. So the river, I guess the river that they're talking about is out here somewhere. Over here, maybe. I don't see any river that big. I've never been there. And I could have gone there. There's a place where they have ancient cave houses, bedrock. And when I say bedrock, I mean bedrock like Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone. Where's the river? There is a big, heavy river around here somewhere, but not there. There's the river, but it's not that heavy. It's not like you need a big barge to get across it. You just go on a bridge. So I don't know what that's all about, those pictures I just showed you. But when you get to Atar, now you're basically just a few hours away. Oh, that boat's in Senegal. I got some feedback. Thank you. John Harrison. Where you from? Where you at, John Harrison? That boat's in Senegal. Thank you. Yeah, it's not right. Tell us everything. Don't leave. Andy King, I just saw your video. You need to tell me everything. What you talking about with that real estate deal? Tell me more, Andy King. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, John. Actually, if anybody wants to know, John, I've known that dude the longest out of anybody. Okay, there's a traffic circle right in the middle of Atar. It's easy to find the traffic circle. There's some stores. So, yeah, you pull into town. You're rolling into town. You make that turn right there. And, yeah, you can't really find peace. It's probably better to park over here. And then there's a couple of stores, a restaurant. The restaurant is, we're not talking about like a 4-star, 5 stars. What are the Cordon Bleu restaurants? Okay, we're talking about they cook chicken. They're gonna barbecue meat for you. They got the meat. They barbecue the meat. You get through this town and you get on your way. You go through this town, Atar, and the place you turn right here, that's a police stop. You need to stop right here. They do a check and you show them your passport. And what you should do is have copies of your passport with all your local contact information on that passport, like phone numbers for your host, phone numbers for your hotel in Nouakchott, and where you're going to stay or whatever. Look at this place. What's that all about? Is that military? I don't know what the hell that is. I do recall passing by. You don't go on the N1 North anymore. The N1 North will take you to Morocco. You can follow the N1 North this way and go up and up and up. And then you enter Morocco. Oh, actually, where is the entry to Morocco? Sorry, I'm wrong about that. Maybe there is an entry point in Morocco, but I don't see it. Maybe way up here. Just doesn't. They don't have one over here. You're just driving around in the middle of nowhere. That's what you get. You get nothing. There's lots up here, that's for sure. I can show you a whole bunch of stuff. But when it comes to driving around, no. No, if you want to get to Morocco, you got to go there straight up from Nouakchott. See that road? That enters Morocco. You say, wait a minute, David. That's not Morocco. That's Western Sahara. No, that's not Western Sahara. That's Morocco. I know it says Western Sahara right there. But guess what? You've been duped, folks. You've been duped. Yeah, we're getting into the war zone contested area right here, Andy King. Right up here is what's called the berm. The berm starts down here. You can find the berm over here somewhere. The berm is this thing right there. You see some roads. That's the old road because no longer does the road get through. You might be able to somehow connive your way across, but if you do, you probably have to cross, what was it called? Oh, that's right, the berm. This is not the berm. This is a little village. Off the map, more mining than anything. You can see these little dumps. That's mining activity right there. That's not a city. That's a mine. And that mine has this little thing here. Also some dumps. They're protective, kind of creating a berm. But that's not the berm. The berm is across the border. Over here, we're going to find the berm. There's a road. All roads lead to the berm. Let's be careful. You don't want to hit any mines up here. And there's the berm. There it is. That's the berm. And when they talk about minefields, I don't know if I believe it or not. Josh Sergensen said he saw a dead body. Was it from the minefields? I don't think so. Look at that. That ancient river. Look at, oh my God, look at that. This is the beginning of the mountains that I question so much. All right. That's the war zone. That's the contested area right there. Do you stock up on non-perishable food and water? No, you take no water and food at all, Andy. There's no need because people will help you. You can eat on the way. Now, if you're a chicken, yeah, take water, take food. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you are on the road from Atar, right there, to the great Eye of Africa, I heard this road is now paved. Now, when I was there from Atar to the mountain's edge, it was not paved. But when you get to the mountain's edge, it does become a paved road. I can take away everything and turn this clean and show you that paved road right there. See, because it's climbing a mountain, they paved it. A couple of hairpin turns. And before that, it is dirt. That's dirt. But then you get to the paved part. And then you climb the mountain, you get to the top, and it's immediately no longer paved. Right here is where the pavement ends. And it becomes dirt once again. And then you get to pretty much one of the final police checkpoints right here. That place here. And once you pass that, you can go to the parallel canals. Now, as I've mentioned, my first trip, I drove immediately straight to Wadan, and that's where we found ourselves getting dark. So we checked into the hotel at the end of the road right there. You follow the road across this bridge, and you go right up this this is up here. That's not it. That's the police station. There is some kind of a zigzag road there, but I went this way, and you go up top of this, and when you reach it, you right away, you're at the hotel. That's the hotel. That was my room. I slept there many days. I don't know about that one. You got to give me your information, because I'll tell you, I don't believe it. Yeah, you say that, but where exactly? Minefields in Mauritania, somehow west of the Richat structure, outside of Wadan, east of Attar, outside of Wadan. I don't know, man. I never heard of them. I never heard of any of that. If you ask me, you're saying that they're outside of Wadan, they're east of Attar, west of Wadan. So that's at Wadan. That's Attar down there. So it's somewhere in between. You're saying it's in here. I don't think so, because that's not part of the war zone. The war zone's up there by Morocco. It's the first I've heard of it. The first I've heard of it. Well, I'm not going to go anywhere I haven't already gone as we speak. If you didn't know it, the place I want to go is over here. I want to visit this thing right here. What is it? Are there minefields there? That would be awesome. If I could get blown up there, that'd be cool. That video you saw, I don't know, on the plateau, I'd like to see some coordinates there. I'd like to see some coordinates. All right, guys, we're pretty much almost finished with the first part of my first trip. Yeah, I skipped Chingeti. We drove on this road. We got to Wadan. We checked into the hotel. And then the next morning, we got on the road. We drove out there. We got to the middle. We went to the castle. And then we went out and we went around and we went to those other structures right here. And I've been to those structures now twice, because on my third trip, I went out here. That's there. Don't want to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about how I felt. I felt like that wasn't ancient Atlantis. I felt like that was nothing. I didn't find anything. We got back to Wadan, and I said, let's try one more thing. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. We may have stayed in the hotel again. I don't think so, though. We just kept going, and we left, and we went back to Attar, and we checked into Bob Sahara. And Bob and Justice tried to get me to go to the Roman road, but I said, no, I'm not interested in that. I want to go to the parallel canals. So after we drove all the way back to Attar and went to Bob Sahara, which is right here, Bob Sahara right there. Actually, maybe there. I think it was here, though. Anyways, we stayed there. And the next day, I went back out to the Adrar plateau. We climbed up this mountain. We got to that police station again, the one right here. And instead of going straight down this road, we turned right there. We turned right and we went down this road and we followed it. Now, this is the stuff I didn't notice from the ground. All these cuts, all these lines. This is ancient quarrying, ancient machining. If you don't believe me, trust me. And we drove down and I was looking at the GPS. Finally, this approximately right about here started, and I found ourselves on the road over here. So we parked the truck on the road right there, and we walked out. There's the road right there. We found a place, and once I saw that, I saw the line right here on the map. We parked the truck and we walked out there. Well, we didn't have to, because if we had just driven a little farther, it would have crossed over right here. Anyways, that being said, I didn't know that. So instead, we walked out to this place. And I took video. Okay, first major river south of what structure are we talking about? Unfortunately, re-indigenizing. I don't know where you're talking about. But when you say that structure, first river, I think you're talking about the Richat structure. The first river is right there. It's called the Wadan River. But don't forget, this is a 200-mile long shoreline, and there's an old playa lake right there on the north side. That's an ancient lake. So, okay, I see you said the Richat. And since you asked that question, I'll zoom in real quick and I'll just show you. And I'll let you know. The river is over here. That's called the Wadan River. And it enters into the Richat and it evaporates in here. There is no water leaving the Richat structure. It enters. Water does not escape the Richat structure. Now, there is another little thing here. There's a lot of riverbeds here and lots of stuff going on here and here. Is that an ancient canal? It certainly is prominent. And there's another one over here. I think they were ancient. There's a little segment right there. Are you telling me that's a river? Now, the Wadan River that I just mentioned, that looks natural. But if you notice, it has a lot of cuts and breaks that are not natural looking. And I do believe that those lines, that line right there, is that a road? That's a car. That car does that, but also the straight up and down lines were ancient canals. All right, guys, lucky for you, I walked down those canals, and then I went back to Nouakchott again. And that's it. I was done. I left. I flew home. That was 2022. And I went back in 2022, in October. And that trip, I landed in Nouakchott. And I messed around in Nouakchott a lot, trying to do some stuff. But I also went back to Atar and the center. While I was out there, we drove up and over this Adrar Plateau, and we almost made it to La Bied, right up here. Well, I didn't realize I don't want to go to La Bied. I wanted to go over here. So that part, that's not it. That's it over here. We'll figure that out later. It's right there. Right here, near La Bied. But we don't need to drive across sand. The locals don't have opinions about the canals. You know, by the way, I wanted to say one more thing. They don't even realize these canals exist. So I went back to the canals that second trip. It's so dark in here, guys. I want to show my face. I want to show Andy. Have you seen the picture that I painted of the Richat structure? It's for sale. Just put a few $100 down and we'll get it out to you right away. I was looking for 1,000, but I'll accept 500 from you because you've been a good customer. Plus shipping. Plus shipping. You're in Canada, right? All right, that painting's for sale. Let's not forget it. Now, when I was there, the next thing I did was I took a picture of this mound. I didn't go up to it like I did the previous time. Oh, sorry, I take that back. I didn't go this third time I went up to it. Let's get to my third trip. But I took a picture of all this the second time. We were taking from a distance. But what it proved to me was that mound was shorter than the plateau. That mound, that mountain that we have a bisection through was shorter. Now, the third trip, we're almost done. Clown on acid. What? You want a painting? You want a painting? Hold on. Where's my lights? It's too dark. Here, let me get the lights going for my friend John. My friend John Harrison. John Harrison. There you go. That was good right there. I like it. That does everything right there. Perfect. Although I'm not very in the picture, am I? How's that? Is that better? John, it's so good to see you. Well, John, what you don't know, and John saying, show everybody Clown on Acid. What you don't know, John, is I got my webpage up. Where is it at? It's right here. davidstighansen.com. That's right, Johnny. Clown on Acid's not there. My friend John, I've known this guy since like the 70s. Okay? Before most of you were born. And John bought a painting off of me. Actually, he didn't. He may or may not have bought it, but it was actually sold. Andy King is talking about starting a bidding war. Right now, the minimum purchase is $500. All you got to do is drop that. John Harrison's going to put down $6. Clown on Acid is not available. Here's the deal. Go to my website, davidstighansen.com, and click on Stig Art. And you can get to my art page. I got a lot of stuff here about my art. Some of these things are more prominent than the others. Clown on Acid is not here, though, John. Let me just double check and make sure. Clown on Acid is not here. Is it? Let's just double check. Make sure. Clown on Acid, not here. Sorry, Johnny. I can put it in there. But I can tell you that painting here, that painting at the bottom, the path, that is available. You can buy that painting. That was behind me a while ago. John, do not ever say LOL during my live stream again. I wish that I could enlarge these pictures. I got to figure out a way to make them clickable, enlargeable. Right now, for now, you cannot see those. Okay, guys, yeah, buy my paintings. Buy my paintings. I want to get back into painting. But also, go to my GoFundMe. Go to my GoFundMe. Ian Hutchinson donated $5. Are you able to beat that, Johnny? Don't give me a hard time. Don't ever say LOL. Help me get to here this month. I'm 15% to my goal, but that's not enough. I need to get a lot closer than that. $5,000 was not a lot of money to ask. I got there. You guys, my third trip, I had to get to the chert outcrops that Randall Carlson spoke of. Okay? That was my final trip out there. And I decided he must have been talking about these places right here. Why? Because of these perpendicular lines right here. Randall Carlson said there were chert outcrops in this structure being quarried by somebody. Who were these people? Now, I do believe that there's more quarrying going on in this area, especially down here. You can see this quarrying, this activity, possibly ancient canals too. Lots of stuff in these hills. And I was so close when I was there. I went there. Okay, Johnny, you got yourself an appointment. Bring your checkbook. All right, guys, this is it. I can tell you the last part of my trip. Oh, I got to do that. I can show you the last trip was right there. I went to those chert outcrops. Okay? I didn't care about the center. I have been to the center twice already. So instead, I went out here to the chert outcrops. Those chert outcrops. I got video of those chert outcrops. And we'll see if I can find that video for you right now. When I was out there, I saw camel bones. It was totally in the middle of nowhere. Let's see. Where are those chert? Whoops. Let's not do it here. Let's not do it over here. Chert outcrops. Where are they? Videos. It's under video. Let's go back one. I think it might be in the video. No? So many beautiful things out there in the middle of nowhere. And you ask yourself, the Puri Reese map itself, does it not show in this perfect line showing Africa right there? Is that not the Richat structure right there in the middle? Is that it right there? Is that what we're seeing? Sometimes I wonder. You decide. You decide. Am I? Oh, I didn't show. I got to put that back on. Sorry. There you go. Right there. Right there where the Puri Reese map is. Honestly. Okay, where are those videos at? Are they over here? Wait, what am I showing? Last thing I was going to show was my, I think it's in images, actually. Let me just check. We're almost done. This is almost over, guys. I've only been talking for an hour. I really got to cut it short. Check out my, okay, wait. Let me see if it's here. Not here. Okay, so we're going to go back. I'm going to go to my images and see if they're there. There they are, right here. I got images. Here they are. Let's take a look. That's it. That was it. That's where I went. I'm showing you, man. I'm showing you. That is the chert outcrops that Randall Carlson mentioned. Okay? Out in the middle of the Richat structure. That's it, guys. After these images, we're done. That's the canal. That's that area right there. That might be the intersection that I didn't get to. Let's make sure that I'm on there too. There we go. Hi. It's almost over, folks. Yeah, you can see these lines. It's like they were canals or something. Some type of waterworks. Some type of ancient water management. Okay, that's distant stuff I was taking a picture of. But the close-up stuff and the video is not here. Where's the video? That's it. That's it. The videos are not here. So you got to go to my channel for that. You got to go to my channel. Thanks, guys. We're all done here. We're all done. Couple of things. Go down below. Click on the GoFundMe. Give me a couple of bucks for the GoFundMe. John Harrison, $5 now. Everybody, $5 now. I'm going to get back there. I already got stuff going on. Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you the big news. I did not tell you the big news. The big news, guys. 6 of you are listening. I want to know who's here to hear the big news. I've already mentioned that I was given the chance. I was giving an informal invitation to Cosmic Summit, but now it stands. The big news. I'm going to Cosmic Summit, folks. I'll be there June 20th, 23rd, June. That's the big news. Come on. You got to love that. That's the big news. I'm going to Cosmic Summit. So that's what's happening in June. I waited the whole hour to tell you. I know. I waited too long. I should have told you the first 5 minutes of the video. It's big news. And I told it. I'm going to Cosmic Summit. That's my invitation. My formal invitation was sent to me in the email. We'll see how soon it gets posted. But I can't wait. I can't wait, guys. I'm happy to inform you. Thank you. I think I'm going to have a steak. Let's have a steak, Johnny. You owe me a steak, Johnny. Johnny, when you come in a few days, you owe me a steak. And that's the truth. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.